guys? Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to continue reviewing the Doctor Who fan film series with Barbara Benedetti as the Doctor, who was actually, I believe, the first female Doctor, even though it's, of course, not canon. I'm continued to be impressed with her performance, I might add. She's actually one of the best parts of this story. This one is called Visions of Utomu. This is, of course, the sequel to The Wrath of Ukor. I don't know why they have to have words in the titles that people can't pronounce. That seems a thing here. I enjoyed this one more than the first myself. Of course, the budget, it's an amateurish production, and I believe this one was made in 1986. The first one was made in 1984. It's pretty impressive what they pull off, considering that this was made in 1986. The footage does look a little rough, very VHS quality, though much improved over the 1984 one they did, in my opinion. I like Barbara's look a little better in this one with her hair grown out a little bit. I like her outfit a lot better, even though she only wears it for part of the story because she has to put on a different outfit because they are disguised in part of it. The actual story I really enjoyed. The cast was fine. There's some amateurish moments, and there's some one character that didn't really impress me, but everyone else I thought was doing fine. I like Barbara as the Doctor. You can tell that she really was an actress, which she was. I did some research on her because I was curious about her. Just as I found out she'd sadly passed away in 1991 at the age of 38 from cancer, which really saddened me, even though I don't really have much of a connection to her. But I was impressed enough with her Doctor that I was sad to hear that, because I do like her Doctor. I think I prefer her Doctor over Whittaker's Doctor, even though I've only seen her in these two short films. But she has these occasional mannerisms she does that feel very much like the Doctor. Now, I watched this a couple days ago, so it's not quite as fresh on my mind as if I just finished watching it. So I can't think of any examples right off the top of my head. But she did have some mannerisms in this that did strike me as the Doctor. I like how she plays this in a very mature way, while still being fun and aloof. Where you take Whittaker's Doctor, and she comes across as childish sometimes, like a little child in an adult's body. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Matt Smith could do that too. Even Tennant could do that sometimes and pull it off. Even Tom Baker and Patrick Troughton could do that and pull that off. But Whittaker doesn't moderate it properly. Whereas Barbara's Doctor feels, it's like I can feel all of the previous Doctors in her somewhere. I can see the Hartnell in her. I can see the Tom Baker in her. I can see the Perkins. And that's impressive for a fan production. It just seems like she's a more mature female Doctor, and I like that. And I love the response when she meets kind of the king of this territory, and he kind of tasks her, because he knows who she is, her name, her reputation precedes her, with rescuing his son, the Prince. And they mentioned, oh, we didn't know the Doctor was a woman. And he tells kind of one of his guards, and they're like, I knew the Doctor was a famous character, but I never realized she was a woman. They look at each other for a moment, and then you go, and they walk off. And I like that. I love how it addresses that situation of the Doctor being female. Just, I didn't know she was a woman. And then they go on about their business. And that's all they make of it. I like that. That's exactly the way the Whittaker era should have handled that. They don't make a big deal of it. They mention it, and then it's over. And it's mentioned a little later in the story, one little aside, and then it's over. I like that. It addresses that well. The companion gets some interesting things to do. I like him better in this one. The actor playing him is fine. Nothing to write home about, but he's fine. I know he's actually gone on to be a very popular writer and stuff. He wrote one of the Robin's Reckoning from Batman the Animated Series, which won an Emmy. And I believe he wrote one of the big songs from the Animaniacs as well, as I recall. But I enjoyed it. The story is fine. Again, the set designs, while obviously amateurish, they work. Everything in the story works for me. Better than the first one, which looked more like a lot of it was just an amateur production shot in the woods, like the Blair Witch Project or something. This one, to me, they're actually using sets and stuff. And while some people might say that's detrimental, I really enjoy it. And then they sneak in as a caravan of performers. And I love how she hypnotizes her assistant to teach him how to dance, and the password to put him into his trance is Gene Kelly. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's funny. And there's actually a scene where that comes important later, which I saw coming. I actually knew when a certain bit toward the end of the story was going to happen. I said, I'll bet this is going to happen. And sure enough, it did happen. And I felt pleased with myself because it felt like the natural progression of things for that to happen. And I really liked it. I really liked it. Had a nice ending. I like the younger girl that's kind of playing like the princess character, I think, that's supposed to marry this other prince. I liked them. The actual prince was fine. The villain's a little over the top hammy, but it's not in a bad way. It's kind of like chasing the seeds of doom hammy. It's hammy, but he owns it, and it's good. It has a couple little twists in it I like. It's really good for something that's only, I'm looking at it now, 32 minutes and 48 seconds long. It does a good job of getting a whole story in there. And I'm really liking Barbara's doctor. I actually do. For it. I mean, even though she's only a fan film doctor, I can see why there are parts of the fandom that like her as much as I do. Because I did a lot of research on this between reviewing the first one and reviewing this one. And it's nice when you see other people talking so impressively about her. But I enjoyed this story. I'm actually looking forward to going on to the next one, even though I know it doesn't have the best reputation. But this one was thoroughly an enjoyable watch. So, have you seen Visions of the Utomu, however you pronounce that, or have you ever seen any of Barbara Benedetti's Doctor Who fan films? They actually have 4. I intend to watch all 4 of them. I want to know what you think. Comment down below and let me know. I will have a link to the video because the second one is actually available on YouTube. Actually, I believe all 4 of them are available on YouTube to watch. So you can actually check right here if you want to watch the second one. Or I'll have a link to it in the description of the video as well if you want to watch it for yourself. Don't forget to click the like button. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There is a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support as I do the support of all of my patrons. YouTube memberships are available. I have a P.O. box down there if there's anything you want to send me to look at and review. And a link to my Amazon wish list is on there as well. I did update that recently. I think I added the American Ninja Blu-rays. I love the first 2 American Ninja movies. Most importantly, thank you for watching.